to do King Charles III tarot card, well, medicine card reading. I heard through the grapevine that he might be interested in one. So I'm going to Sage and Palos Santos the cards. Okay, so I'm pretty familiar with King Charles III, because he was married to Queen Elizabeth, and I did her tarot card reading. There's a Sage. There we go, for the King Charles III. So that was her husband. See how he's doing. He's probably literally dying of a broken heart, so let's send him some peace of mind. I don't know how that would be. I had a dream the other day that I was dying, and I just had to it was like I didn't want to, but like there's nothing I could do about it, so I just had to accept it. It was so weird. It was like the weirdest dream. But this is Holy Palos Santos. There we go. We got some good smoke going on there. All right. So for Prince, I always want to call him Prince Charles because they used to call him Prince, but King Charles, because if she was a queen, he was a king. Correct? I think that's correct. So there's that. So we can set that away. And then we can get started on the reading. I have his face pictured in my head. I went and Googled an image. Let's make sure it's the right king, because you never know. You never know. You never know. So here we go. King Charles, this is how I do this. I do animal medicine cards, and there'll be a video describing the card that I pull, the animal medicine. So you'll hear a video description with the card you pull, or I pull for you. And I pull 3 cards, one for the path you're on, and then what helps you and what hinders you. So it says King Charles III, Game Over, our New Start Tarot reading. So this is the path you're on, what helps you, what hinders you. So we'll see what that says. I can't answer questions like that. I can only answer the path you're on, what helps you, what hinders you. So, yeah. Let's see. Lizard card came out, so I'm going to go ahead and play that video for you. So here's the lizard.
Lizard sat lolling in the shadow of a big rock, shading himself from the desert sun. Snake crawled by, looking for some shadow to coil up in and rest. Snake watched Lizard for a while as Lizard's eyeballs went side to side behind his enormous closed lids. Snake hissed to get Lizard's attention. Slowly Lizard's dreaming eyes opened and he seen Snake. Snake, you scared me. What do you want? Lizard cried. Snake spit his answer from his forked tongue. Lizard, you are always getting the best shadow spots in the heat of the day. This is the only big rock for miles. Why don't you share your shade with me? Lizard thought for a moment, then agreed. Snake, you can share my shade spot, but you have to promise to go to the other side of the rock and you must promise not to interrupt me. Snake was getting annoyed. He hissed, how could I bother you, Lizard? All you are doing is sleeping. Lizard smiled knowingly. Oh Snake, you are such a silly serpent. I'm not sleeping. I'm dreaming. Snake wanted to know what the difference was, so Lizard explained. Dreaming is going into the future, Snake. I go where future lives. You see, that is why I know you won't eat me today. I dreamed you and I know you're full of mouse. Snake was taken back. Why Lizard, you're exactly right. I wondered why you said you would share your rock. Lizard laughed to himself. Snake, he said, you are looking for shade and I am looking for shadow. Shadow is where the dreams live. Lizard medicine is the shadow side of reality where your dreams are reviewed before you decide to manifest them physically. Lizard could have created getting eaten by Snake if he had so desired. Lizard is the medicine of dreamers. Whether dreamers smoke you or dream you, dreamers can always help you see the shadow. This shadow can be your fears, your hopes, or the very thing you are resisting, but it is always following you around like an obedient dog. If Lizard dreamed a space in your cards today, it may be time to look and see what is following along behind you. Is it your fears, your future trying to catch up to you, or is it the part of you that wants to ignore your weaknesses and humaneness? Lizard may be telling you to pay attention to your dreams and their symbols. Make a dream log and record all that you remember. Be sure to pay attention to each individual symbol or reoccurring pattern. If you do not remember your dreams, you could try setting a music alarm for 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. Or you could try drinking a lot of water before bedtime and allow your bladder to wake you up. Dreams are very important. Pay attention to them.
Alright, right, so now to the actual reading. I don't know what that card came out for, but maybe it means something to you. So I just got done making the video for the lizard, and guess what? My grandma, or my family from my dad's side, is Native American. My great-grandma is full-blooded Native American, and their last name is Snake. So, I don't know, Ella Snake West is my great-grandma's last name. So I think it's kind of interesting because the Queen didn't declare Native American Indians as human beings until 1898. And then you got the snake, and then you got the lizard, and the whole story that goes on there. So I just thought it was interesting, and I wanted to add that in there because snake is in my family from the Native American, which the medicine cards are Native American Indian cards, or themed cards. I don't know. But I do that. You know, if the card comes out, I put the video out, so that way you can decide for yourself if it was meant for you, or, you know. So, anyways, King Charles III. I keep wanting to say Prince Charles. King Charles III. Game over or new start? What path is he on? Game over, new start? What path is he on? Game over. Charles III on. It looks like we have it right here. Porcupine.
The south of the medicine wheel is the place of childlike innocence and humility. It is the home of playfulness, and the position of porcupine on the medicine wheel of life. His porcupine has many special qualities, and a very powerful medicine, the power of faith and trust. The power of faith contains within it the ability to move mountains. The power of trust in life involves trusting that the Great Spirit has a divine plan. Your task is to find the pathway that is most beneficial for you and that uses your greatest talents to further the plan. Trust can open doorways to the creation of space. The space thus created allows others to open their hearts to you and to share their gifts of love, joy, and companionship. If you were to observe porcupine, you would immediately notice its quills. These quills are only used when trust has been broken between porcupine and another creature. Much like otter, porcupine is a gentle, loving creature, and non-aggressive. When fear is not present, it is possible to feed a porcupine by hand and never get stuck by its quills. Through the understanding the basic nature of this animal, you may come to understand your own need for trust and faith, and for becoming like a child again. In today's society, this is a needed reminder to honor the wonder of life and the appreciation of each new day as an adventure of discovery. His porcupine sat silently, looking at a hollow log. She wondered if it was a playhouse that nature had created just for her. His porcupine envisioned all the things she could do with the log. She could climb on top and make the log roll from side to side. She could go inside and see if there were any juicy worms for her dinner. She could also scratch her back on the rough outer bark if she wanted to. In choosing the porcupine card, you have given yourself a gentle reminder not to get caught up in the chaos of the adult world where fear, greed, and suffering are commonplace. The medicine in this card is that of relief from seriousness and severity. Open your heart to those things that give you joy as a child. Remember the preciousness of fantasy and imagination, and the making of some game or toy from nothing but scraps. Honor the playfulness of spirit that lets everyone win.
That's the path you're on. That's porcupine medicine. All right, now for what helps you. What helps King Charles III? We're going to put this one out. Goose medicine.
Grouse once flocked in abundance throughout North America, but now, even on the plains where these birds were so plentiful, there was an absence of them. Many Plains Indian tribes dance the grouse dance to honor these birds. The movement of the dance follows a spiral, which is the ancient symbol of birth and rebirth, the rib tunnel of eternal return. The sacred spiral is also one of the oldest known symbols for personal power. When you think of grouse medicine, visualize a whirlpool or even a tornado, for the sacred spiral will take you to the center. The spiral is a metaphor for personal vision and enlightenment. Many initiates on Vision Quest paint spirals on their bodies and believe that the Great Mystery will favor them with visions of power and purpose because of this symbol. The whirling dervishes of certain Sufi orders are masters of the spiral dance and can transcend to higher states of awareness through the repetition of this sacred movement. It is said that dervishes can travel through the center of the spiral and return with any magical power they choose. In the dervish state, one enters the great silence and has direct communication with the Creator by spinning clockwise or counterclockwise. The dervish draws or repulses specific energies. Sufi dancing is a system which connects one with the divine source through ritual treatment of motion. If you have grouse medicine in your cards, undertake a meditation on the various qualities of movement within your world. Begin by visualizing the sun as one member of a huge group of stars swirling in the massive pinwheel shape of the Milky Way. Then draw yourself out of this pinwheel of light and into the spiraling of your own DNA's double helix, an arrangement similar to a rope ladder coiled like a corkscrew. Analyze the way you move through your world. How do you picture yourself in the act of locomotion? What kind of reaction do you create with the energy you send into the universe? What words would you use to describe the way you move through both the material and spiritual worlds? In the final analysis, is your movement compatible with your greatest desires and goals? As many spiritual disciplines ask that you cease all external movement in order to recognize the inner life. Grau's medicine, however, is an invitation to the dance. Grau celebrates the divine source through its sacred spiral dance, and offers this dance to you as a gift. You can spend a lifetime learning Grau's lesson on how to harmonize your dance with Mother Earth's cycles, and how to offer the dance as a creation of selfless beauty.
Okay, so that's what helps you is the goose medicine. Alright, so what hinders you? Now for what hinders you. What hinders King Charles III? What hinders King Charles III? It looks like this card here. What hinders you is the deer.
One day Deer heard Great Spirit calling to her from the top of Sacred Mountain. Deer immediately started up the trail. She didn't know that a horrible demon guarded the way to Great Spirit's lodge. The demon was trying to keep all the beams of creation from connecting with Great Spirit. He wanted all of Great Spirit's creatures to feel that Great Spirit didn't want to be disturbed. This would make the demon feel powerful, and capable of causing them to fear him. Deer was not at all frightened when she came upon the demon. This was curious, as the demon was the archetype of all the ugly monsters that have ever been. The demon breathed fire and smoke and made disgusting sounds to frighten Deer. Any normal creature would have fled or died on the spot from fright. Deer, however, said gently to the demon, "Please let me pass, I'm on the way to see Great Spirit." The deer's eyes were filled with love and compassion for this oversized bully of a demon. The demon was astounded by Deer's lack of fear. No matter how he tried, he could not frighten Deer, because her love had penetrated his hardened, ugly heart. Much to the demon's dismay, his rock-hard heart began to melt, and his body shrank to the size of a walnut. Deer's persistent love and gentleness had caused the meltdown of the demon. Due to this gentleness and caring that Deer embodied, the pathway is now clear for all of Great Spirit's children to reach Sacred Mountain without having to feel the demons of fear blocking their way. Deer teaches us to use the power of gentleness to touch the hearts and minds of wounded beings who are trying to keep us from Sacred Mountain. Like the dappling of Deer's coat, both the light and the dark may be loved to create gentleness and safety for those who are seeking peace. If Deer has gently nudged its way into your cards today, you are being asked to find the gentleness of spirit that heals all wounds. Stop pushing so hard to get others to change, love them as they are. Apply gentleness to your present situation and become like the summer breeze, warm and caring. This is your tool for solving the present dilemma you are facing. If you use it, you will connect with Sacred Mountain, your centering place of serenity, and Great Spirit will guide you.
So, that's deer medicine, and that's what hinders you. Are you the monster that we're supposed to be scared of? Are you really a lizard person? Because if you are, I think it's so cool, and I want to come to one of your parties, and I was wondering if you could invite me, because I'm not scared of anything, and I think that there's other life forms out there, and if that's true, I think that's awesome. But if that's just a conspiracy made-up theory thing, then I think that's funny too. So anyways, and I hope that you're lighthearted about that, people calling you like a lizard guy. Because anyways, it's fun, and I always like, you know, it's just a fun story, you know, so I hope it lasts and goes on forever like the Jesus stories did. So yeah, there's your reading, Charles. I think what that means, I'm going to say new start. I'm going to say new start. If the deer hinders you, I'm going to say it's a new start. Yeah. So that's my guess. But anyways, there's your reading. I hope you enjoyed it. There you go, King Charles III, you handsome guy. You have a wonderful life, and thank you for everything you do for everybody.